Phew. Hello. Yeah, and I know this was kind of random, wasn't really planned ahead, I guess you'd say, but yeah, I figured I kind of freaking drew a blank on what I should do for finally hitting freaking 500 subscribers. So I decided, how about we do a live some type of live stream or something. So yeah, I know this is pretty pretty early in the freaking morning, at least where I'm at to do this. I mean, it's like nearly 10:25 where I'm at, and I mean, yeah, that's pretty freaking early, especially when compared to other streams. But yeah, I'm actually feeling decent today, and I mean, yeah, it's just I actually got some freaking sleep last night, so that was nice. And yeah, unfortunately, I had to freaking go back to school today, and that so that's, I mean, technically I'm still under school hours, but I don't have another class till like 1. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of free time, and yeah, I'm trying to think about just thought about some random stuff. Like if you guys want to ask some questions, or if you guys want to chat in the well comment section or live chat, you can feel free to do that. But yeah, kind of just figured well, well, first, let me just say again. I know I made a separate video saying this, but I would like to thank you guys for helping me get to 500 subscribers. I feel like okay, I just it's fair to talk about this for a living. I swear, it feels like well, I did actually take a whole year to actually get here. I mean, throughout most of 2020, I was pretty much or 2021, I was kind of stuck at freaking like 400. But hey, it's nice we finally got there, and again, I'm just happy I'll finally get they lowered the like kind of like subscriber medium like low or kind of at least range to 500 instead of 500 instead of 1,000 because hey, I'll be getting my freaking community tab in a week. But yeah, I think enough kind of just putting jerking myself off about how many subscribers I have. Let's get on to some other stuff. So the first thing I like to talk about is I'm finally about to get the freaking check that I got for my birthday, the $300 one. I'm finally getting. Well, I think my dad said he's gonna go get the check at like 2, so yeah, I'll finally be able to freaking order something or order some stuff from eBay. If you don't mind, I might as well just tell you guys what I do plan on ordering for I will still do like a separate update because I still have some of my old stuff that I like to show, but some of the stuff I am planning on getting for the next collection update, I think it'll be like maybe 16, well after the 15th one, or I forget how many freaking collection updates I've done because it's been quite a bit since we've done one. But yeah, some of the DVDs I am planning on getting. Well, it's actually it is some, but yeah, some of them are kind of expensive. The first two things I'm getting are I doubt you guys even freaking know what this show is, but it's it's a show called I think it's Iron Kid or Eon Kid. I forget how you freaking call it. Yeah, I think it aired. I think it was like a really obscure show that aired on then it was either Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. I forget exactly what it was. I swear I was looking up like pictures of the show for some reason, and I think one of them showed like the Nickelodeon logo. But if you're asking what even sparked me to check it out, I think I don't think it'd be dodging her to say her name, but Rosina Head recently we actually kind of became friends, and she's talked to me a bit about this freaking Iron Kid show, and I mean I figured she'd have at least some type of knowledge of it, considering her name on Discord and some Facebook stuff is Iron Kid Fan 8. But yeah, what also kind of interested me a little bit is I know it sounds kind of weird, but I think it's a 3D action show, and I mean, if you guys even slightly know me, I'm pretty freaking in the action shows. I mean, look at the freaking stuff I've shown in my collection. A lot of it is action related, but yeah, the show also just kind of looks interesting. So yeah, and I also have seen like a little bit of footage of it from watching one of her videos. I think she made a video on an Iron Kid for. I think it was like, did the show deserve the support and attention it got at the time, or I don't exactly remember what the title was, but yeah, I still have yet to fully watch it. I don't know why. There's something about it, but yeah, I will finally I will be getting season one, or I will be ordering the two DVDs they have of the show later today. Now, one thing that is really odd about the Eon Kid show or Iron Kid show on DVD is they actually don't have all the episodes released, which is pretty freaking weird because I mean the show only ran for like I think like 29 episodes and only like maybe like 13 or so have actually been released. I mean they could have easily released the rest of the show through like season two, volume one, or season two, volume two, or something like that. I mean I know the show only ran for one season, but I mean it wouldn't have been that far fetched to do it, but again, and I mean, it is obscure, but still, they could have just freaking released the show. But yeah, at least the DVDs are cheap, and I'll have a good sample of. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I got a freaking call, but yeah, the next DVDs I'm gonna be ordering from eBay. Yeah, I'm just gonna order all my stuff from freaking eBay. I've been using it a lot more than Amazon. I think eBay is a bit kind of more reliable. At least that's my opinion. But yeah, the next couple DVDs I'm going to be getting are the complete series set or the complete set. I forget exactly what they're called, but yeah, I'll finally be getting the complete series of Adventure Time. I've kind of been sitting on that show for a while, and don't get me wrong, I've always liked Adventure Time pretty much ever since I first watched it back around the time it freaking came out. But I don't know. I don't think I've been able to actually get that many DVDs of the show. I mean they're not exactly that expensive. They're actually kind of cheap actually, but I don't know. I've only back in the day I used to only really collect DVDs from like actual in stores, unlike nowadays where I just order everything online because I don't want to go into freaking large ass stores and potentially get COVID. But yeah, I did find out that thankfully they actually released all of the show on DVD. I think it has like 10 seasons. Which yeah, the show went on for a long ass time, but yeah, I'll finally be getting there. And I know it's kind of this kind of makes the season sets out of the show useless now, but I decided, you know what, fuck it, let's get the Steven Universe complete series set. And yeah, so those two sets are actually pretty expensive. I sorry, I always mention the price, but I think the Adventure Time, I almost said Avatar. I meant to say the Adventure Time set. I think that goes for like 40 or like nearly 50, and I know the Steven Universe one goes for about I think like 60, but I mean it's kind of on sale. But again, I might as well strike it while the iron's high. And yeah, I mean I do kind of like Steven Universe now. I mean I kind of had this really I think you could say biased viewpoint. Oh, hey Michael, the movie guy. Yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I've kind of had a bit of an interest in trying to give Steven Universe a second chance, and yeah, I'll be getting that stuff. Okay, I think I've talked a little bit long enough on what the the previous two sets I'm getting, or these two sets I'm getting. The rest of the stuff is pretty much just a bunch of Star Wars stuff. If you're asking what they are, both of the shows that go under the Clone Wars name. There was one released in '03. I think that was a. I don't think it was Flash animated, but I know it was a. I think it was made by the same guy who did a Samurai Jack, so I think it's pretty interesting. I think they have all the show released on two DVDs, and I mean it's also pretty cheap. I think it's only like $20. But then we have the 2008 Clone Wars show, and I've been wanting to get that show for a long ass time because I really freaking like that show. I'm just gonna be frank there. Yeah, I don't know if they actually have all the seasons of that show released on DVD. I think they only have like the first five. I know they made a season seven, and I know they have the lost episodes released on DVD, and I think I well more than just I think, but I found a complete series set of that show for about like $100, and I mean yeah, it's pretty expensive, but I mean I don't really have to worry about the price a whole lot. I mean I got $300, so yeah, I'll be getting some of that stuff, and I'm also getting the movie based on the Clone Wars, and I don't exactly remember it being that good, but I mean, it's kind of for collection purposes. I mean, I'm obviously not going to like everything that I have in my collection, but again, it's kind of just for the sake of checking it out. But yeah. And the last thing that I'm going to be getting for from that eBay order, then we'll finally move on to a different topic. I'm finally getting the freaking last Ben 10 DVD that I need to complete my collection. Yeah, I believe the last DVD I need to get is Omniverse Galactic Monsters, and I mean the DVD is pretty cheap, so yeah, it's not going to be exactly that hard. But it's been nearly 2 years and the collection's still not complete, but we will finally be getting it. It's actually a double pack between that, and surprisingly, it actually comes with a screener copy of the first season of the original show. And I mean, I already have season one of the original show, but I think it'd be kind of interesting to get a screener copy. See, maybe I might even like show that off in a video, maybe make like a DVD comparison video of the two if I do end up getting that. But yeah. Hello, Andy Kishore. Good to see you here. Yeah. I think I think I'm done talking about DVDs for now. The next thing I'd like to talk about is I know a couple days ago I made a video saying my updated views on South Park, but after finally freaking rewatching the show, I've actually got even more of an update. Yeah, when I said the show was really weak when it came to social commentary and they should just solely focus on the characters and just focusing on them, I still kind of stand by that, but I think I really should have rephrased what I said in that video. I think what I was really talking about wasn't really the social commentary aspect of the show because I mean, well, I think there's some aspects of social commentary that I think that it maybe weren't perfect, but I think what I really meant was when they tried to do political commentary. Because I actually rewatched the episodes of You're Getting Old and Asperger's a couple. I think it was like yesterday, or I think it was like the day before the last day before I had to go back to school. But I swear, You're Getting Old. I'm not gonna lie, I legitimately nearly teared up watching that episode. And yeah, it's probably by far one of my favorite and one of the best South Park episodes. And the reason why it also made me realize that when it comes to social commentary, they can actually some of these episodes can just straight up get depressing. Because I mean, again, the episode You're Getting Old, that episode it focused on depression and probably one of the worst types of depression, just getting old and you feel like everything that either you used to enjoy or just anything that's coming out nowadays is just shit, and just you start even thinking every friend around you is being shitty. And I think another way of easily, well, I don't know if I'd say easily, but I think a good way to kind of describe the point of that episode is I think should be best put into the term toxic positivity, where I think it's pronounced a different way. I think it's positivity or positive. I don't know why I'm freaking making a big deal out of this, but yeah, it really I think shows that you shouldn't always be positive all the time, and how the people around you. Okay, Michael, the movie guy, asked if he could join. I'm sorry, Michael, but the way that I do my streams as opposed to someone like a Bob the Seether fan, I know on his streams he does like he does like he usually has a bunch of people come on and talk about stuff. The way that I kind of do the way I do my live streams, it's usually I just try to make content, try to just live content on my own. And I mean, I tried doing just multiple people streams earlier when I tried doing live streams, but they didn't really come out so well. So I kind of just decided, yeah, screw it. I'm just gonna do these streams on my own. Again, no offense to you, Michael. Like, if I did do them, I would be all right with letting you in. But I kind of just want to do these streams, just talk about random stuff. But yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying about You're Getting Old. I think that one of the biggest parts of the episode that I thought was really good was it's it kind of the way I would kind of compare the message of that one is actually getting into another South Park episode, Raisins. I really liked also the message in that episode. It really kind of it really shows that you really should feel sadness at some point, because if you don't feel something that should really devastate you, it just feels really just it really makes it feel like nothing. And okay, I'm trying my best to put it in a way that at least some hits some type of coherent sense. But basically, bottom line is, I think social commentary, when they focus on stuff like depression and even bullying, I think it really does go to. I think that is the good side of the social commentary stuff. But again, the main reason why I'm not a fan of the modern scenes of South Park, I mean, mainly past 19. Well, I think 19, I was trying to start in where it was trying to start in the show roots of age and just not really Okay, I know I might get some shit for saying this, but I don't actually think serialization killed South Park because I think in seasons like season 18, it showed. Oh, hello, James Borland. I didn't actually notice the live chat. And I might as well answer Andy Shore's question before we start railing the freaking modern seasons. But he said, "Did you hear about the recent South Park movies on Paramount Plus?" Yeah, I actually did hear about those. I think they're the post-COVID specials, and from what I've heard of them, I don't think they sound really that good. But I may hit. I'm actually been thinking about getting Paramount Plus or some type of streaming services, but yeah, I'm currently I've only seen like some clips from the modern post COVID specials, but yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying about the modern seasons. When it comes to serialization in South Park, I think it's probably like the definition of hit or miss. Because I think in season 18 they actually did the whole serialized storyline thing actually really well, and I mean that was my opinion. I think that was truly the last season that didn't have any standout bad traits because I think most of the episodes in season 18 were mostly really good. I think some of my favorite episodes were Freemium Isn't Free, even though it's kind of hypocritical looking back at it in retrospect, as you know, South Park's on the shore with all the microtransactions. But yeah, I think the overall message of that episode was good, and Grounded Vindaloop is by far one of the best freaking Cartman and Butters centered episodes where, you know, the ones where they team up or they get into a bunch of shenanigans. But yeah, like, I thought that episode was great. The only episode I didn't think was that amazing was the last episode. I think it was hashtag Happy Holidays. Yeah, that one was probably the weakest South Park Christmas special. But yeah, I think the main reason why I think the serialized storylines, particularly in probably about like season 20 and 21, is okay. I know I've talked about how much I don't like it when South Park overly relies on current events, but I swear, like, I think season 20 really proved that. I think in a way, the way that it proved that I think just South Park shouldn't talk about freaking current events a whole lot is the season was legitimately freaking jeopardized by current events going in the way that they didn't want them to, or I don't know if it was quite in the way that they wanted them to, but basically, here's how I think it went. The season revolved around the 2016 election, and like a lot of people, they pretty much assumed that Hillary Clinton was going to win, and it didn't end up happening. So they pretty much had to rewrite a complete, like, just completely freaking. I think the term is retcon, like completely just wipe out just part of the season 20, and yeah, it just ended up becoming a big, huge mess. And I know a lot of people shit on season 20, but I know I said this before, but I didn't actually think the first half of the season was really that bad. I actually thought it was a pretty decent season for at least half of it. I mean, yeah, there was some jokes that I really didn't find all that funny. And I mean, when it comes to humor, I don't think modern South Park is all that hilarious. But I mean, when it comes to its story aspect, I actually thought it was interesting. But again, just the second half, it kind of just got insane and not really in the entertaining or good way. But yeah, I know the reason why they keep doing the serialized storylines for each of the modern seasons. Because I think even the creators went on to say that they got really burnt out doing the whole each episode has its own storyline aspect or that type of format. But again, I think this kind of just goes. Well, I think they're trying to stop saying it. Kind of just goes to show, but I don't know if I could really stay invested in the modern South Park seasons because okay, I'd actually like to shift some focus on one of the comments. Here, I might as well actually highlight this. James Borland says Randy's Teddy Farms is my favorite part of the modern South Park seasons. Randy's my top tier South Park character alongside Kenny. I'm gonna have to completely disagree with that, James Borland. Not okay. Here's the way that I'd say that's actually another freaking part of the story that I wish they would kind of just like shift away from because I think they okay. I don't think now okay. Ted Rudy Farms at first was kind of funny. I thought it was pretty good. And don't get me wrong, like Randy for a long time, in my opinion, was a really funny freaking South Park character. Like he kind of made the show in a way in the earlier seasons, but they're focusing way too much on freaking Ted Rudy Farms. I'm just being serious, or I'm just being real here, because okay, like I said, I really liked Randy. Don't get me wrong. Like I thought he was a really good character, but I just think they're focusing way too freaking much on freaking Teddy Farms, and I don't think they're focusing too much. I don't think they're focusing enough on the other characters because I think when it comes to season 23, okay, now I haven't seen every episode of season 23. Let's just get that out of the way here. I think that season focused way too much on freaking the stuff involving Terry Farms, and I just, I don't know. I think it's just also given the whole. I think what they were doing was kind of just making like Randy the main bad guy in a way, because like all the crap he's been doing, just trying to sell weed and stuff. But again, it's kind of hard for me to explain. But I wish they would focus on some of their storyline other than just freaking Teddy Farms. And I mean, I know the COVID specials, like the pandemic and the vaccination special. I do know they have. I do know they do have a different storyline than the whole Teddy Farms thing. But I mean, like once they did start doing the whole, like once they get back to start actually making episodes and not whole ass specials. I wish they would focus on some of their plot line than freaking Teddy Farms. Okay, I know I keep saying freaking Teddy Farms, but yeah, I just again I know. Okay, hold up. Let me actually look at this. I'm actually going to reread the comment that James Boylan said before the whole Teddy Farms thing. He said, "My problem with season 20 to 24 is that some characters got sidelined PUC principle and some topics weren't as relevant as they should be, but that's due to creative burnout." The way that I would say, I wouldn't just say like some characters got sidelined. I actually think a lot of characters got freaking sidelined because I think even like Kenny in season 20, I swear they just feels like in that season in particular, and I think it was until like season 22, they kind of just like freaking they might as well just freaking killed off Kenny because he was like barely freaking in those, and I think that's really sad because I really freaking like Kenny. He's probably my second favorite kid in this whole South Park tree or in the whole South Park. I don't know how you quite describe their kind of main group, but out of all four of the kids, Stan is my personal favorite, but Kenny is a pretty close second. But yeah, I just wish they would also kind of just focus on more characters like Butters, because I think Butters, again, another character that I think should get more screen time in the recent seasons. Well, I mean, I know in season 20 they had the whole Wieners Out side story. Well, I don't think it was a side story. I think it was actually a main plot point. But yeah, I'm just saying, I wish they would focus on just overall fleshing out more of the characters. Anyways, let me look at the new comment James Borland put. The Scott Malkinson show, well, he actually misspelled his name. It's actually Malkinson, not Mickelson. But again, I know not everyone gets everyone's name correctly. But Scott Malkinson show is one of my favorite modern software episodes because they poke fun at streaming services rise. Now I haven't seen the Scott Malkinson show episode, or I think it's called Basic Cable. I haven't exactly seen it, but I'm just gonna say I think the topic at least kind of has me a bit intrigued because I mean it does seem like a decent turn event topic they could do. Again, like just focusing on how freaking popular streaming services are getting, but this is kind of a bit okay. I'm kind of directly talking to James here, but one thing that we kind of have a bit of a different kind of viewpoint on is when it comes to satire and focusing on poking fun at people. Because I remember, I think in a comment he posted on, I think it was on a double Blu-ray review I did on the Ed and Eddie and Mediaset Solar set, but he said Mediaset Solar was one of his favorite action shows purely because it was a satire. Now, again, now I'm not saying that all satires are bad or anything, because I mean obviously they're not, but like I'm just gonna say the reason why I prefer or the reason why I like Mediaset Solar, I actually have finally got around to watching it, isn't really because it is satire, but more so because it's actually funny satire. Because I think some bad examples of satires are, I forget what the exact name of both of the directors are, but the movies made by Aaron Seltzer and Jason Freeberg, I forget how you forget to say his name, but they're parody movies. I think those are examples of how you do really bad satire because they don't even try to provide any really commentary on the stuff they're mocking. They're just basically just throwing like a crap ton of freaking pop culture references down your throat, and it's not even funny. Like that's the thing. It's just if you're gonna do satire, make sure it's good satire. But yeah. Anyways, hello, Savage Humor 1998. I've kind of been getting really warped and freaking talking about my stuff, but yeah. James Borland says one of the ladies is okay. It's entertaining, but I don't know what they're poking fun at. Color Guard, perhaps. I don't know what that freaking parody is, but yeah. I might as well also I kind of missed freaking James. I mean Andy Kishore's comedy. He said, I also heard the main characters are now adults in the post COVID movies, which are not even spoilers by this point, since so many people kept uploading those specific parts on YouTube. Well, I mean, I can actually understand why some people do, or well, more than just some people, but I mean, the in those specials, the South Park kids are finally adults, so I can kind of see why they'd kind of make. Well, I don't know if I'd say a huge deal out of it, but I mean, the South Park kids, they've been freaking kids for nearly freaking 25 years at this point. So I think it is kind of interesting that they did do kind of like a future episode, if you, well, I don't mean future as in like one that's been later made, but more so focusing on, well, obviously the future. But, yeah, I mean, that is, I didn't definitely see why that would be kind of a turnoff. Well, more than just kind of, but I can definitely see why that'd be a turnoff for watching the post-COVID specials. I mean, loads of people are already posting about the episode, and you don't, and some people don't even have Paramount Plus, so they don't even have access to it anyway. So, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, and like I've said, I have heard some stuff about the actual South Park COVID specials. Well, mainly the post-COVID ones. I'm not talking about the pandemic or vaccine specials, but apparently in one of the modern post-COVID specials, they focus on, oh, you were not allowed to make jokes about anything anymore because of cancel culture. And I think cancel culture is a really overly treaded on topic. But again, I'll try to give it a chance, but I can't quite guarantee I'll like it. Anyways, let's focus on the Savage Gamer posted a comment saying they should have been adults by now. I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, because I mean there's loads of shows out there that have freaking characters that just have just like freaking never age or anything. I mean, look at freaking anime. Like there are so many freaking animes out there that have characters that just literally never freaking aged in their freaking life. I mean, look at freaking Pokemon. I mean, I know I'm not exactly a fan of Pokemon, but that's why the show's been going on for like nearly like freaking 25 years. And okay, I think they did finally put Pokemon to an end when it comes to the anime, at least like the main one with Ash Ketchum. But I swear he's been like freaking 10 years old for again freaking 25 years. But I mean, there's also The Simpsons where I swear like they don't freaking age either. But yeah, I think when it comes to aging, like showing your characters aging or like focusing on the main characters growing up or the future versions of characters. Okay, the way that I would describe those types of episodes and just shows or movies or stuff. I don't now. I think the on premise it could be pretty interesting because it's a kind of time skip episodes, and I don't exactly think that's a bad concept, but I think you really need to do something well with it, or I think you should at least try to do something good with it. Okay, I think I'm kind of pooping out trying to describe it, but the way that I would describe it is I think there are good examples of this done well. I know there's the Ed, Edd n Eddy episode, Take This Ed and Shove It, where I think Eddie receives like amnesia and they show him going into the future. I think they did a lot of really funny stuff with that episode. That's actually one of my favorite Ed, Edd n Eddy episodes. And there's also the episode from Teen Titans, How Long Is Forever, and I swear that was like the freaking darkest episode of that show, and it's easily one of my favorites from that show. But yeah. Anyways, let's focus on the new freaking comments we're getting in the live chat. I think this is like the longest stream we've done. But yeah, Cyber Gamer says, yeah, fair enough. And then there's James Borland who makes the excellent point. Don't forget the Fairly Odd Parents. Timmy Turner didn't age either. I think he did technically age in a certain movie trilogy that I don't really. Okay, I mean technically he did age in the freaking white live action Fairly Odd Parents movies, but those weren't exactly the greatest movies out there, and probably not the greatest ideas either. And yeah, just not really that good. Savage Gamer 1998 also brings up neither did SpongeBob. Yeah, hey, I swear he's been a freaking like fucking 30. I swear I think one of the license on one of the episodes shows that he was born in like 1987, and yeah, he's kind of just been like freaking 32 or 34 for like fucking 20 years or 23 years at this point, which it's kind of fucking crazy that SpongeBob's turning 23 this year. That's kind of pretty freaking crazy. And yeah, also Andy Shore literally brought up the movie that I was talking about, the live action Fairly Odd Parents movie, well, mainly the first one. But yeah. Also, I just for in case like James Borland, I mean Andy Shore. Sorry, I don't know why I get their names freaking mixed up. But in just in case if he ever does ask him to get those movies, I'm not going to. Like, I think my Fairly Odd Parents collection is just going to remain the same that it's been for a while. Just focusing on getting the show, not really focused on getting the movies. Which I mean, I think I'm just going to keep it the way it is, because even if they do end up like, let's say they do something similar to like what they did with the Jimmy Neutron series recently, like Shout Factory does a complete series set of the show. If they do make one for Fairly Odd Parents, I may just get it for collection purposes, but there's like a very low chance that I'm actually going to watch any of the episodes from season 9 and 10, because, okay, I know I always freaking mention them whenever I talk about Fairly Odd Parents, but the seasons are really freaking bad, man. Like, I will stick my neck out for season 6 through 8. Like, I think those seasons are really not that bad. I mean, some people will go as far as to say that the show got horrible as soon as season 5, or maybe a little bit after that, but yeah, like I'd argue that even though I don't think it didn't take that long, or it did go on, it did stay consistently good enough for a while before it did go into shit. But I swear, like once Fairly Odd Parents started to decline, they fucking nosedived off a freaking cliff in season 9, and I don't even think it was part mainly because of the characters that they had. I mean, like Sparky and Chloe, yeah, they're shit, but I think it was also just I think they were the writers. The writing was freaking losing its touch already. So yeah, it didn't really help that much. Also, Savage Humor 1998 says, and if anybody's trying to get all the Sonic X tapes, good luck with that, because 3 of them are pretty damn rare. I yeah, the Sonic X tapes. I mean, yeah, again, talk about another show I'm not exactly a huge fan of, but yeah, like even the DVD volumes that they are making for Sonic X, like I'm talking about like the old 4Kids volumes that they made. Yeah, even those are getting pretty freaking rare, and I mean, yeah, I can see why they've been out of print forever. And yeah, the VHS tapes ought to be pretty rare too. Because I mean, like I think VHS is a pretty dead format, but yeah, and James Borland commented, South Park, when you think about it, it's the adult show equivalent to Cody Business Door. I don't think I've ever actually heard anyone freaking make that comparison, but I mean, I can kind of see where you're coming from a little bit. I mean, it's not like South Park is like some freaking like exaggerated James Bond scenario type thing, but I think I can kind of I think there is at least some type of point where you're coming. Okay, I don't know exactly how to say this again. I've been on this earth for freaking 17 years, and I still can't fucking structure sentences in a good way, but yeah, I think we've gone on for quite a while. This has actually been a pretty decent stream for 500 subscribers, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I'm gonna have to try to do an end soon. I still got like an hour or two left until I have to go back to doing online school classes, but it's been fun talking with you guys. I'm happy that we actually got some pretty interesting discussion out of this one. I will probably clip some parts of the stream, but yeah, I can't guarantee it, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed hearing me ramble on about a South Park for freaking 35 minutes nearly. But yeah, I think that's I don't know how to freaking end these, but yeah, see you guys in the next video or whatever we do. Yeah, thank you too, James Borland. Anyways, see you guys later.